If, like Mr. Clarkson, you take exception to having to wind your windows down by hand, then you'll have to recourse to the options list. Personalising your new car with a litany of factory-fitted extras, options and fripperies might seem like a good idea, but one thing's certain, they ain't cheap.
Take this BMW 520i Touring. In the brochures it has a list price of £21,800. But how about some horny-looking alloys, a cool £1,100? A hole in the roof, £1,020. That most essential of essential accessories, rear luggage nets, will cost you a jaw-dropping 190 quid.
Or you can have your gear lever knob and steering wheel trimmed in leather for a questionable £100.
In fact, you could spend the thick end of 19,000 if you specified everything on BMW's options list. That way, the cheque you'd have to sign would be over 40 grand, nearly double the original price.
But 2 years down the line, come part exchange time, and your not inconsiderable investment would only be worth a tiny fraction of what you'd paid. So, for those of you who think that fully loaded second-hand cars are worth plenty, it's time to think again.
Options on used vehicles are normally worth between 10 and 15% after 2 to 3 years of the original price you paid for them on the car. Alloy wheels can be valued at £1,200 new, and they're probably worth about £150, £200 when you bring the car back in. It's a little bit similar to when you buy a new house. You'll put a new kitchen in, a new bathroom, and all the pieces you want. When you come to sell the house, the next purchaser obviously won't want to give you a large market value for the items which they didn't buy originally.
Here at the anvil of the used car market, the car auction, this is where options find their true value. And the story is not a simple one. Take this Jaguar, for instance. Some prestige cars can become wallflowers on the used car market if they haven't got the right options. A Jag with cloth trim just isn't a Jag. Used Jag buyers prefer to rest their rumps on leather, although mercifully this one does have the automatic gearbox.
This, on the other hand, has the hide, but it's a manual. Bad news, aspirant executives like their cogs shifted for them. But that doesn't hold true for mainstream family cars. Ordering an automatic gearbox and leather trim on your 405 or Cavalier will leave prospective buyers unmoved when you come to sell. In fact, used automatic Cavaliers and Mondeos are actually worth less than their manual counterparts, and options on popular cars still cost plenty.
£850 blesses your Mondeo gear with a CD player. £1,000 means you can sit on leather, but when you come to sell, that lot will only be worth a couple of £100 or so. You'll be stuffing even more money down the drain if you specify heated front seats. The promise of a warm bottom on a cold winter morning won't cut much ice with used buyers. They have different priorities.
According to a survey published by the ADT Auction Group, only 17% of used car buyers are impressed by luxury add-ons. They're more interested in environmental friendliness, insurance, performance and safety, and even more concerned with economy.
So the brutal truth of the matter is, options aren't all they're cracked up to be. You'll never get back what you paid. But for the hedonists among you who like life's little luxuries but would rather not commit financial harry-carry, I have the answer, and it's blissfully simple. Buy a fully loaded used car instead. That way, some other bloke foots the bill.
New metallic paint was £622, rear electric windows £369, outside temperature gauge £127 and a front centre armrest £135, total £1,250.
And here, under the hammer, that little lot's worth maybe 300 quid. The option, if you'll pardon the pun, is yours.
Next week, there's that full report from the London Motor Show, including a road test of the new